Hey there, friends. I wanted to share some memories. Those of you who are fellow pet lovers know how devastating it can be to lose a little fur baby, four-legged child, whatever term you have for it. One thing, much to my chagrin, my wife Kath really loves her animals, and she has this knack for picking out some of the most special little souls when it comes to bringing pets into the house. And Penny, who we nicknamed Penny the Pirate because she only had one eye, when Kath went to kind of this adoption fair, I guess you could call it, there were all these cute dogs, of course, and people kept walking past Penny because she wasn't perfect. And when my wife came across her, Penny jumped up on the cage and wanted to be held and played with, and her affection just sold my wife, just melted her heart immediately. So Penny joined our brood. I think we had 4 or 5 dogs, including Penny at the time. And she fit right in. It's like they knew her their whole lives. It's like she knew them. There was no friction. So we adopted her. And that was, I want to say, 6, 7 years ago. And the joy that little creature brought to our lives. She was adopted from the city of Chicago. She was a stray. We don't know how long she was on the streets by herself, but when they found her, she had a severe eye infection. And it was so severe, her eye was bulging out, and they said they would not be able to treat it. They had to remove it, which they did. So we got her when, I think we could probably still see the stitches in her eyes, in her eyelid, rather. But she just adapted. When she would walk in the backyard with her wobbly little body, we think she was half dachshund, half chihuahua, so her legs didn't quite fit her body. She was a bit of an oddball that way. She would walk diagonally because of her one eye, so that it was pointing straight ahead. She didn't take crap from anybody. We had other dogs that were bigger than her, but she stood her ground. Whenever she would get hurt or sick, she would deal with it and bounce right back like nothing happened. Her same happy-go-lucky self. She wanted to be in your lap. She wanted to look you in the eyes while you scratched her belly, and she liked licking your face. She was so loving and so affectionate. And a couple years ago, we took her into the vet for what we thought was just an abscess in one of her teeth, and it turned out all of her teeth were bad. So the vet removed all of her teeth. And we thought, holy cow, this very food-driven little puppy who loves her treats is going to be devastated by this because eating is so essential for her. Well, not Penny. She was bothered by the gums for a couple days of having no teeth. And then it was like, okay, what's next? She just get right back on the horse. And she would move from something traumatic like that to just being bubbly, happy-go-lucky. Hey, I'm still here. I still love you. And just watching her bounce back constantly. It's hard enough for a human being to understand illness or injury and then find their way back to that. But for Penny, it just seemed like, okay. Some might call it survival instinct. Maybe that was part of it. But I don't know if survival makes you loving or makes you seek attachment or wanting to give affection, to other people. To me, survival means aggression, being defensive. And Penny wasn't acting like that. She just had this dynamite personality and way about her that was all about making the best of the moment she was in with whoever she was in it with. And so she was a bit of a Zen teacher to me. She taught me unconditional love like no other dog. And I think she was about 15 was the guess. But what happened yesterday just totally floored us. A couple weeks ago, she was diagnosed with a heart murmur, which could cause an arrhythmia, or was an arrhythmia. It wasn't entirely clear. But her breathing has been particularly heavy over the past couple weeks. And last night around dinner, it started getting really, really fast. And we decided to jump in the car and take her to the emergency vet, which unfortunately we live out in the sticks. The emergency vet was about 40 minutes away. So we're on our way there, and I'm holding Penny, and she poops on my leg once. I didn't handle it very well, and I didn't realize it at the time, but that was an indication of her GI tract starting to shut down. So her breathing changed as we were driving. I just soothed her and petted her and told her it was okay and told her how much I loved her. And I kept feeling her breath change and getting less frequent and getting softer. And she tried to stand up a couple times. You could tell she was fighting against it. And I just held her and said, it's okay, it's okay. And she finally slipped away in my lap, and I felt her take that last breath, and it all happened so fast. We didn't see it coming. And I cried my heart out last night. I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so. And my youngest son came and gave me a hug. And he said to me, "You're not alone, Dad." And that's a lot of what I just needed to hear right then and there. She meant a lot to all of us. And some people say, it's just a pet, it's just a dog. Well, I pity you. Because being able to connect with an animal that is willing to be vulnerable with you, to trust you, to be in their life, to feel safe with you, that is a tremendous compliment unlike you will ever know. And you get that from an animal. And watching her live, having that relationship with her has impacted me. It's not just, it was just a dog. No, it was a relationship. And I'm grateful, as hard as it is to miss her, I'm grateful to my wife for bringing her into our life in the first place. So I just wanted to share some of what she meant to you, went to me rather, and remind you that you can find lessons and inspiration anywhere in terms of how to be a better energy. I want to say better person because dogs aren't really people, but they are characters. They really are. So showing up in a better way, showing up in a much more loving and open way. Those are some of the things that Penny taught me. And I'm going to remember them because, man, she was one of a kind. So anyway, I just wanted to share all that with you. And I hope you find relationships on 2 legs or 4 legs that were as marvelous as what we had with Penny. So have an amazing day. Be grateful for everyone around you. And take care of yourselves.